This building here went underwater, and then this was our kitchen. It went underwater, and we've got this all cleaned out. Now the floor is buckled, but hey, we had to feed volunteers, so we just threw away the freezers and bought, come on in.
Do you guys have freezers that could be up and running, or is that?
Oh, they are. I've got. Now we don't have electricity. You hear my generators running out here, but what we did is we did some makeshift stuff out here, and.
So if we bring frozen meat, we can give it to you.
Oh
here?
yeah.
Okay.
We pretty much Cloroxed it out, got it all cleaned up, we got our stoves back, and threw away the freezers that were ruined, and we're back in business. The main one I took a hit on is the other facility we have across the street. It blew the roof off. About a 2,000 square foot building, so we're gonna have to gut that one, and that kind of thing there. So. My finances here and we're gonna take a hit, I know, because a lot of the families are. I mean, one of my guys, his business, the whole top blew off, and he's trying to figure out how to make it happen. And our Galveston guys, I mean, one of the guys rode in by boat today so he could go see his stuff,
John's been down here pastoring 24 years in Hitchcock, and this is the camp you guys just got recently.
Yeah, 4 months ago.
And it used to be child evangelism, and all of his church has been scattered, and so he just flashed out flyers around the neighborhood, and all the neighbors just came out and started helping clean up and feeding.
I know.
You pulled
and
out
you
some
can look
meat
and see. I mean, look at the. I mean,
that's
place
amazing.
looked like a nightmare here just 2 days ago, and everybody just pitching in.
Wow.
So
you do have access to once the freezers are up, we can get meats down here, right?
Yeah.
Because we have access right now to a lot of meat, so
Really?
we want to bring it down here.
That's good.
You guys have access way to cook it and everything, so.
Yeah.
Now, if you need volunteers to help you guys get fixed up, because I know Foursquare and others, Disaster Relief and others have talked about coming
Right.
and stage or getting volunteers through here.
I got my first team coming in Thursday from a church that helped us in Mississippi. The pastor, of course, we work together a bunch, and so they've got it'll be good having a team over there. We got to gut a building.
Okay.
And then there's still logistical things. I've got a dorm over there with the top is blown off. At the very end of the campus over there, you see that brown building, the top's missing on that, and plus the building is knocked to the ground. So I may end up just knocking the whole dorm down. I don't know right now. We're just taking one bite at a time.
Yeah. So these teams will come help you guys though too,
Sure.
right? Okay.
Yeah, and not only that, but what we did like today, we took the teams out to some of the elderly that I couldn't just take and heap it to myself. We went out with a truck with 5 chainsaws and started cutting people into their houses, like we did in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And some of the families still have cars that can't get out of the garages and stuff, and so we went on ahead and spent the day doing that. I just felt like we needed a dedicated day to neighbors.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you have those kinds of things, I know we got a call today from David Wilkerson's ministry church and also from T.D. Jakes' church.
Right.
They actually have teams. I said, well, just give me a level of what experiences they got, what they're willing to do, how long they can stay, and that this might be a good place to go up from here.
Yeah.
Now, how many of your dorms still available here?
Yeah, dorms are all fine.
Oh,
the dorms
okay.
are good. The showers are fine. Even some of the other the classrooms that we use as spillover is fine.
Okay.
And we lent 75 cots to the police because they're staying 24 hours a day.
Do you need more cots? We got plenty of cots.
We may, because they haven't given them back yet, so we'll see. So.
Now, because you're pastoring here, and plus you got the dorms. The other place that needs to be fixed up too for volunteer teams coming through. Both of your locations, your camp and the church here, are both within how many minutes to Galveston? But
you're just 10 minutes away.
15 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes. I leave here on Monday nights, and I'm in Galveston County Jail.
So this is a great staging area for you
Yeah,
guys.
it's 10 minutes.
Now, was there damage to your church?
Yeah. Now this building took on water, but we've already got it cleaned up. They blew some of the. Yeah, there's our roof over there. We shoved it on the other side of the street for FEMA to pick up.
Way over there?
Mm-hmm. But that gutter is the only thing left in a little piece of flashing, but the roof is just lifted off the building.
What's it going to take to get the building?
Well, what we're going to have to do, Doug, I mean, it's a little bit complicated because it's a flat roof. It's not like you can get up there and put a bunch of tarps. It's flat. And then the walls are all ruined. It's saturated. It rained all night in there, and so we're going to have to gut the building and redo the roof. Of course, it's kind of on you right now because all the roofers are all tied up, So I called the insurance company, and they're like, just do the best you can.
So you've already got a bunch of pictures and stuff here.
Yeah, I did all that. So you smell it when you walk in here. above this is just perlite concrete, and then on the edges it's just, this is soaking wet here too. It just hasn't fallen through. But we're gonna have to gut all the walls because the sheetrock is just mush, and the insulation behind it's mush, and then above it is insulation that's just dangling above this stuff right here. So it's just, the building's ruined. Gotta,
You know, what's amazing is that, Pastor Dusty, Mike, is that all the people that we went to help in Mississippi, New Orleans, and those places are the ones calling us now how they can help us.
no,
But his
great.
crew was out there 2 years and helping to rebuild churches, helping gut.
Do you know that our last team is on the ground right now from Ohio, finishing up the Brother Rawls Church?
Man.
They called me and they said, we got 2 weeks here and we're pretty much wrapping this up.
But that's why we need to come back together and get the body of Christ to come help people like John.
So,
You know, back here in Hitchcock now, they've been hit, but I know this is difficult for you to do. That's why Dusty and I were asking about this. But you know, probably you need at least 3 or 4 months of just help financially to get, because you got to take care of your church at the same time if you're going to be operating teams.
yeah, and it's weird to be on the other side of this
I
because
know,
I
man.
remember when you know, my son was killed. I remember thinking I've never been here before. I mean, you know, it's a strange place to be on that side of life. And then right now, because you know, I get calls from teams all over, but there's still a part of me that says, you know, this is my home. I've got to rebuild my spiritual house here too, you know, and make sure that you know, that we have something here for the flock, you know. So, but on the other hand, it's just now becoming evident about how they're doing, you know, finding out one at a time. One of my guys was in his business, the roof blew off in the middle of the hurricane, and all night long he hauled records into a corner. You know, it's a real estate company. And for 7 hours in that driving rain, it blew the doors in, blew the roof off of his brand new building, and all night he hauled records, shivering in the rain while the wind just howled through his business, blew out all the, you know, all the windows. And I felt so sorry because he's an older man, you know, he was just traumatized, you know.
I know there's a lot of John. There's a lot of churches in the whole area that, you know, got hit. But you know, I've been just really processing the last couple of years about how relationships define our destinies.
Mm-hmm.
And our relationship goes back 30 years, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Street
right.
ministry, and when you were a youth pastor in Alvin, and when you started this church, and I think, you know, Pastor Dusty and I were talking. I just really feel like we need to commit to getting people to help you here, because this is going to still be a big help to Galveston, all the other regions,
Yeah.
Freeport. We need to get you up and running, and so you can focus on the church and your people that are hurting too, because you got a lot of hurting people here. I feel like we need to commit at least 3 months to cover your monthly budget, you know, to kind of get you going. So I'm not saying we have the money, but we're
Sure.
going to commit to helping you do it.
Well, thanks. I mean,
Okay.
just the
Well, it's not just
the
a
heart.
thought. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
I
in
mean,
this
it's
then.
the
We've
heart
done
to
this.
do it.
I know you're independent. We've always been that way, and it's hard to be on this side, right? 'Cause we're actually doing the same thing in our office. We're
That's
on
what
this
I'm
side
saying.
too.
It's a strange side to be on because there's a lot of mixed emotions, you know, and then even the fatigue begins to set in because of you've got more than one thing cooking at one time. You know, I
Exactly.
know that last night I woke up and I was about 3 in the morning, and it's just head spinning trying to figure out which fire do you start, you know, working on, and then what you finally do is just come to a rest in it all and say, you know what, Lord, you're the one that put me here, and help me to find that rest, you know, because this is all bigger than me. I mean, you know, what are